The mainstream media is a horrible influence. They created this sick incentive structure for Democrats. You invite them on to come on the TV show, to raise their profile, get some clout, as long as they agree with the dangerous narratives that the nutty host is pushing. And now that the chickens have come home to roost, the media is pretending like they weren't accessories to these crimes.
Oh man, Jesse Waters of Fox News, Jesse Waters of Fox News is saying that Democrats have jumped in this whole mainstream media thing because Fox News is not anywhere mainstream. It's this quiet corner of the internet, I guess. Anyways, Democrats jump on the mainstream media and they go on with the nutty hosts and they're trying to get clout. So they say whatever the nutty host wants them to say. I want you guys to think about that scenario and try and figure out if that's something that Democrats always do. But I guess he's right because there's this one Democrat, his name is Ted Cruz, and he went on MSNBC and he did this.
Unlike Democrats, Republicans, they focused on Judge Jackson's record, her judicial philosophy, and exposed the Democratic double standards when it comes to Republican nominees. That dates back decades. Here's Senators Graham and Cruz from earlier today.
As I listen to your testimony, I believe you are someone who is compassionate. I believe you care for children, obviously your children and other children. But I also see a record of activism and advocacy as it concerns sexual predators that stems back decades and that is concerning.
Here now with more is Texas Senator Ted Cruz is with us. What is her hidden agenda? We ever get an answer on that?
Well, no, and when it came to critical race theory, she didn't want to answer the question.
Oh, my bad. That was Republican Ted Cruz on Fox News doing some clout chasing over Jayar Jackson because that's what they were doing. Okay, fine. That was just him. But there's this one progressive, his name is Lindsey Graham, and he went on CNN and he did this.
This line of questioning from my next guest exposed the utter hypocrisy from Democrats.
How faithful would you say you are in terms of religion?
I am reluctant to talk about my faith in this way just because I want to be mindful.
Look at the friggin' Afghan government. It's made up of former detainees at Gitmo. This whole thing by the left about this war ain't working.
Joining us now is Senator Lindsey Graham of the Senate Judiciary Committee. Senator, Judge Jackson seems to imply that being openly religious somehow taints a judge's status.
Well, I think what I was asking her questions about her faith, and I don't believe for a minute that her faith will determine how she would rule on a case.
Right. Senator, one last question. You gonna vote for her?
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned because I'm not promoting myself at all. I'm not here chasing your clout, Janine Pirro. What are your thoughts, Francesca?
The sick incentive structure. I mean, once again, Republicans project so much, but to be honest with you, MSNBC and CNN do this all the time, right? They consistently will show clips from a performative aspect, and whether I agree with that performance, whether I agree with that line of questioning or not is sort of beyond this current conversation. And then they turn around and have that same person on rather than having someone to give more analysis. And look, like, to be honest with you, sometimes I enjoy hearing from Democrats, right? I definitely don't enjoy hearing from Ted Cruz or Lindsey Graham, and that's just my political leanings. So both sides are participating, both have this sick incentive structure. These are the people who, like, Donald Trump is on the toilet calling them and they will take his call no matter what, right? And talking about an incentive structure, they're all trying to vie to be Tucker Carlson essentially. So, and then there's the pipeline, right? There's sort of the revolving door between politics and the news, and they both participate in it. Here's my only last point. Fox News is very interesting. They do a thing where they talk about mainstream media and they never include themselves. Yep. They're the #1 watched, sadly, channel in the nation, and yet they're not mainstream media. Oh, all the elites who run the other groups, but Murdoch, never heard of him. Oh yeah, no, the expanding empire that is News Corp, never heard of it, right? So like, they somehow exclude themselves and identify themselves with like the common people when they're anything but. It's kind of this incredible magic trick.
I was wondering if You know, you had been the one that jumped up out of his seat and slapped Chris Rock. If you would have been treated the same way, Mel.
Hello, Jesse. Thank you. That's our time.
Have you ever thought about that?
Thank you, Jesse.
Okay.
That is our time.
Well, Mel, thank you very much for joining Jesse Waters Primetime, and we really appreciate it. April 13th, the movie drops, Father Stu. We really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
That awkward ass interaction there between Jesse Waters and Mel Gibson happened last Friday when he was there just to promote his new film. And instead, Jesse Waters asked him at the end there, how would you have felt there? What would they have done to you if you were Will Smith? Because he's trying to get him in that same Fox narrative about, hey, the poor white guy is always the one getting persecuted when black folks like Will Smith just get off every time. Now, I think maybe it's because of Mel Gibson's past and his controversies when it comes to homophobic, racist, misogynistic, anti-Semitic messages that he's always put out there. Maybe now he doesn't want to have much to say about it this time. And Jesse Waters thought, hey, he's crazy. Maybe he'll jump on board with this now. The other part about it might be how odd Mel Gibson was acting during that entire interview. Let's watch a little bit more piece of how he seemed a little uncomfortable. Watch.
I watched your film this morning and I cried, and I'm not a crier. It was a very powerful movie, and tell me if I have it right, that this is all about suffering, and people suffer, have a choice. They can either be angry or they can be grateful, and if they're grateful, then they can receive God's grace.
A real healthy faith comes from complete abandonment of self. Which is very difficult for most of us, and some of us hang on like I don't know if I've ever achieved that complete abandonment. Maybe a few times in my life, but Mr. Ego is always waiting there. I call him Bjorn. I just gotta. He's face down in a pit in the backyard, and I always got to shovel a spoonful of dirt on him now and then just to keep him down there, or he'll get up and start wreaking havoc again. But and then I'll be Bjorn again, But yeah.
So although the interview still wasn't going that well at that point, he decided to wrap it up with that question about Will Smith and them. So again, as they bailed on that interview, this is what they were looking to avoid as Mel Gibson went on TV. Let's look at these headlines that popped up all over the place right afterwards. Mel Gibson handler stops interview. Mel Gibson's interview cut off after Jesse Waters' Slapgate query. Mel Gibson interviewed awkwardly cut off. So now it's about Mel Gibson's interview being cut off awkwardly. Handlers, publicists didn't want to answer. Slapgate. All the things he didn't want to have to talk about, we are now talking about, Adrian. Good job, Jesse. Good job. Good luck having him back on the show.